Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Black Ops 6 Warzone is on the horizon. Of course, Warzone will be integrating with Black Ops 6, or I guess the other way around. Black Ops 6 will be integrating with Warzone with the Season 1 update. And with that, Warzone is going to be changing a ton. Of course, every single integration with Warzone is drastic in and of itself, adding in a bunch of new weapons from the current premium title, a bunch of new operators, occasionally changing around gameplay and various different features and even core mechanics from time to time. And Black Ops 6 Warzone is going to be no different. Significant updates in almost every single element of gameplay are going to be coming. And while some of them are very exciting, very promising, we've talked about a lot of them in the past, there are some questionable decisions that BO6 Warzone seems to be making and some concerning updates as well. And I wanted to talk a little bit about these, gauge feedback as well, and see what you guys have to think and what you guys have to say about some of these updates that we know are coming with this next major integration. So first things first, something that is going to be on everyone's mind with this patch and with this update is Ricochet. Obviously, we saw this introduced a while back, and even though the anti-cheat's been around for years now, there hasn't been a, significantly noticeable change in cheaters. Sure, it's not, blatant rage hackers every single game frying you out of the sky when you're dropping back in on Verdansk and, getting 70 kills a game. You don't nearly see that as often, but you still constantly see unlock all tools. You see various wall hacks, other aimbots. Like, there are still plenty of cheats. They just might not be as blatant as they once were. And Ricochet, for the most part, has been largely underwhelming in its time as the main Call of Duty anti-cheat. Now, they did confirm Ricochet updates are coming to Black Ops 6 at launch, and those same updates coming at launch for that will be active in Warzone as well, hopefully with other improvements and new features too, because, if we're not seeing more significant Ricochet updates with pretty much every single major patch that Warzone gets going forward, it's just doing the players a disservice in my opinion. You can have, and I've said this before, you can have so many good updates. The gameplay can be awesome. The guns can be fantastic. It can be the most fun version of Warzone ever, but that's not going to matter if there are cheaters just plaguing gameplay, constantly ruining other players' experiences. Ricochet has got to be better, and the fact that thus far, in all the time that Ricochet has been out, it's been so underwhelming is definitely a concern going into Black Ops 6 Warzone. And then hand in hand with that, another topic that we've talked a ton about is the servers. These have been bad for some time. They were extra noticeably bad, I would say, this year, with how many different times we had just ridiculous instances and time periods where there was absurd packet burst or packet loss or whatever else, right? Like, the servers have to be a priority. Much like I just said with Ricochet and with cheaters, you can have the best gameplay ever, like the absolute best version of Warzone from a core mechanics and gameplay experience standpoint, but that's all going to be dependent on servers. If the gameplay is awesome, that's great. If you can't experience said gameplay consistently and on a stable connection without packet burst and packet loss and hitching and freezing and disconnecting and this, that, and whatever else, it doesn't matter how fun the gameplay is going to be. So definitely concerns with Ricochet and with these servers going forward, but those are broad concerns. Those same concerns apply to Black Ops 6 and every COD title right now. There are a few more specific questionable decisions coming to Warzone Black Ops 6 that I wanted to bring up as well. And as we continue on with the conversation here today, if you enjoy the video, you want to help share it around, spread it to some new viewers who have maybe never seen the channel before, or you agree with the talking points I'm raising and want to get more eyes on them to ideally help improve the game and have a positive impact there, do me a favor, drop a like. It does really help grow the channel. And if you are new here, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with news, updates, patch notes, everything going on in COD. It's all right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. This next concern of mine, this next questionable decision, is actually one that we've highlighted a bit recently, and that is the addition of wildcards in Warzone. There's a few specific wildcards that we know of so far that mainly raise my concern here. The gunfighter one, basically, where you can go through and actually get 8 attachments on a weapon. I feel like that could be kind of crazy, right? Especially if this is something that is going to be widely available, you know, going between Black Ops 6 weapons and MW3 and MW2. Unless we see significant updates across the board, it's going to be pretty dominant on Black Ops 6 weapons in specific because of the lack of cons that are associated with those Black Ops 6 attachments as opposed to MW3 and MW2. And I mean, outright, we know the Black Ops 6 weapons are going to be meta, and I feel like something like Gunfighter giving you 8 attachments might just, you know, emphasize that even more and create an even larger gap in weapon balance there. And then also the overkill wild card, having to use this in order to have 2 primaries on your loadout instead of that just being a default thing like it was this past year, where no matter what you could have a rifle and an SMG or a sniper and a sniper support. I liked that. I think that made creating loadouts a whole lot easier, but now you have to use the overkill wild card if you want 2 primaries just outright. So I feel like that's kind of a step back in my opinion for sure. Another questionable decision here, another big concern of mine, is the lack of a true new big battle royale map. We know Verdansk is returning in spring 2025. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be exciting. I, for one, am very much so looking forward to returning to Verdansk and reliving those days again. But it is a map that we've already experienced for roughly 2 years, right? We're going to know the area, we're going to know the map, and it won't have that, I think, same longevity that a brand new map would have. And as of right now, the next true new map won't be coming until Call of Duty 2025 is integrated into Warzone, likely in November or December of 2025. So that's a long ways away. And the fact that there's going to be no true new big map, just Urzikstan for a bit, and then the Verdansk remake, I think that could hurt the the retention a little bit, hurt the freshness and the longevity of playing big map battle royale. Obviously this past year, Resurgence has been the wave. There has been basically no attention on big map, and I hope that's not a trend that continues with the lack of true new content that we know of so far. And then lastly here, another questionable choice is just how different this integration is going to be compared to what we've seen most of the time so far, in the fact that at launch, yes, we're getting Area 99 as a new Resurgence map, but there's not going to be a new big map at launch. It's just going to be changes to Urzikstan. So we're going to see POI updates, ranked play will be on Urzikstan, but we're not going to see Verdansk release until several months after Black Ops 6 is integrated into Warzone. So will this integration truly feel like a full-on new integration? It's going to contain all the BO6 weapons, all the BO6 operators, and like the various different created class elements with perks and equipment and stuff like that. And of course, it's going to add in Omni movement. That's going to be the biggest game changer out of them all, and a new Resurgence map, but it's truly not, you know, a one-to-one integration like what we had when MW2 Warzone happened and we saw Al-Mazrah release, and that was like a whole brand new experience, or even Vanguard with Caldera dropping on day 1. In fact, the last time we had a situation like this was really back with Cold War Warzone, where obviously Verdansk 84 did not happen right away when that was integrated in the game. So it's sort of a different period now because there weren't expectations back then, since that was the very first integration, and now we've been through several. So it is a different type of integration and launch for BO6 Warzone this time around, which again, I hope doesn't sort of like dampen the excitement or, put a threshold or a ceiling on what the potential of this era of Warzone could be, if that makes any sense. But for the most part, like I said at the start, there are a lot of exciting things happening with Black Ops 6 Warzone. I think Area 99 is going to be a pretty cool Resurgence map. I'm very excited for Omni movement and everything that that's going to do for Warzone. The various new weapons, the new perk system, lootable perks, a lot of the quality of life updates seem really good as well. So I'm looking forward to those elements, but it's, not without reason, in my opinion, to say there are some red flags, there are some concerns with this integration as well. Of course, would love to get your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comments below. While you're down there, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And of course, on your way out, if you want to find your way back to the channel each and every single day to guarantee you are always in the know for everything going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.